President Trump issues executive orders to crack down on people in the country illegally and those seeking asylum. Texas leaders say they're ready to help.
We'll do whatever it takes. We're here to be a good partner. Again, just getting these violent criminals who've been hurting our sons and daughters off of our soil.
We look at the efforts underway now to support new immigration policies. Texas lawmakers lay out their plan to help Texas parents pay for private school. We look at what's in the bill to launch a voucher-like program in the state and the battle ahead at the Capitol. The future of AI is taking shape in the heart of Texas.
We want that technology to grow, to expand. We want that innovation to happen here in Texas, and it is.
As President Trump announces hundreds of billions of dollars in investment, we look at how state lawmakers are preparing for changes that could reshape the future of our state and nation.
Produced from the Capitol in Austin and airing statewide, this is the award-winning State of Texas.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Hinkle. Hours after President Donald Trump took the oath of office, his policies started to affect migrants seeking asylum in the United States. Trump shut down the app that thousands of migrants used to schedule appointments to have their asylum requests considered. Migrants who showed up at the port of entry in El Paso for their appointments Monday got turned away. Buses used by Immigration and Customs Enforcement continue to drop people off at ports of entry and escort them back into Mexico. That is routine, however, and it's not clear if there is an increase. Our reporters along the border say there appears to be a decrease in the number of people arriving on the Mexican side of the border attempting to cross into Texas. Meanwhile, in Ciudad Juarez, across the border from El Paso, Mexican authorities are building giant tent shelters to prepare for an anticipated influx of deportations. The temporary shelters will have the capacity to house thousands of people. The Texas Land Commissioner says the state is eager to help President Trump tighten the southern border. She outlines some of the steps underway as the new White House sets its plan in motion.
He was a very popular governor, but now he's like an unbeatable governor because of your border policies. He was fantastic.
On the day he was sworn into office, President Trump raised Texas Governor Greg Abbott's border security policies and vowed Texas would have support from Washington. He then signed 10 executive orders on the topic Monday, including declaring a national emergency at the southern border, sending troops to the region, and resuming border wall construction. All steps that Governor Abbott has taken over the last 4 years through his $11 billion border security plan, Operation Lone Star.
Now we'll have even more tools at our disposal.
Texas Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham says the state plans to help in any way, beginning with offering the Trump administration about 1,400 acres of land to help with mass deportations.
We'll do whatever it takes. We're here to be a good partner. Again, just getting these violent criminals who've been hurting our sons and daughters off of our soil.
But these efforts come at a cost to Texas taxpayers, which Buckingham hopes the federal government can help cover.
Texas would like some reimbursement, especially for our efforts building the wall.
U.S. Senator John Cornyn is backing the push for reimbursement. In a statement Thursday, he wrote, "I will fight to include funds in Congress's reconciliation legislation to reimburse Texas for its historic efforts to secure the border." Buckingham says no matter what, Texas won't back down and is looking forward to sharing the fight with the White House.
We do look forward to passing a baton to our happy federal partner. Hopefully, Texas will have to spend a lot less in the future as these policies change, these lures that bring people here. And so we're excited. We think Trump is off to an incredibly strong start.
We want to go now in depth to what's going on the border since the inauguration. Sandra Sanchez from Border Report joins us now from McAllen near the border. Sandra, what are you seeing there in terms of how Customs and Border Protection is responding with the new administrations and their presence in the communities?
Hi, Josh. Yeah, I'm here at the McAllen Hidalgo Reynosa International Bridge. And this is where deportations happen. But I can tell you what I saw Trump's very first full day in office at the Gateway International Bridge, which is about 60 miles from here in Brownsville, leading to Matamoros, Mexico. There was almost 20 CBP officers in full riot gear on the street with face shields and batons marching towards that bridge, went on the bridge, shut the bridge down, told local people who were around they had to leave. Now, this is called a hardening exercise when you shut down the bridge, and that's something that CBP officials have always done. But what we have not seen since the first Trump administration is this very public show of forces in the street. I mean, they marched for a couple blocks, and people told me that was very intimidating. It was like militarization, and they were very upset about it, and they were asking very vocal about, is this going to happen for the next 4 years? In addition, I can tell you that locally, Border Patrol officials are now using the term alien when they talk to us about undocumented migrants. As you know, during the Biden administration, they changed that lingo to undocumented migrants. Trump has changed it back to alien, and so they're calling them criminal aliens if they cross illegally.
Sandra, how might enforcement change based on President Trump's executive orders against undocumented immigrants?
Here at the bridge, this is the central epicenter point for deportations. Now, it doesn't look like much, and the reason for that is because the deportations are all being done inside the bridge. The Border Patrol agents are not driving them over by buses, which is what you see in San Diego and El Paso. Here, they are physically walking them to the middle of the bridge, handing them over to Border Patrol. Border Patrol's handing them over mid-bridge to Mexican officials and exchanging them, in effect. They're calling them repatriations. Now, we've always had repatriations here. However, we are expecting that as the deportations increase, the activity here will increase. I have asked to get in and to see it. They're not letting us in yet, but as soon as we get that, we'll share that footage with you.
With former Texas Border Czar Mike Banks named new chief of the U.S. Border Patrol, will we see more coordination between the state and the federal government on border wall construction and other activities?
Yeah, I absolutely expect to see that. As you mentioned earlier, the land has been offered by Texas to host these deportation facilities. Banks was a former Border Patrol agent himself. He is familiar with the office. It's interesting that he's been elevated to now head it nationally. Trump and Governor Abbott have a close relationship that's very publicly known. This past week, Governor Abbott asked for $11 billion back in reimbursement that Texas has spent on Operation Lone Star on border security initiatives. I was in Eagle Pass last month, and Governor Abbott, I talked to him. I asked him the question about Texas's involvement. He said, we'd like to build the wall for the federal government. And I learned there is wall going up in western Starr County. Question right now is that federal? Is that state? At some point, we might not be able to tell.
All right, a lot to follow. Sandra Sanchez from Border Report, thank you so much for joining us. Texas is installing more buoys to block migrants from crossing the Rio Grande. At the direction of Governor Abbott, workers started installing the new buoys on Monday. You may remember when the state first put buoys in the river. The Justice Department under President Biden challenged the legality of the move. Those types of challenges are not likely from President Trump's administration. Governor Abbott has promised to double the number of buoys in the Rio Grande. We're learning more about the plan to help Texas parents pay for private school. We look at what's in the bill to launch a voucher-like program in the state and the battle ahead at the Capitol.
The largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America.
President Trump announces a multi-billion-dollar investment in artificial intelligence, why Texas is poised to play a key role in technology that could reshape our future.